Brand new tonight, it's a historic day in Southwest Florida, the 150th anniversary of the Battle of Fort Myers.
And to commemorate what happened in 1865, some local war enthusiasts portrayed Civil War soldiers earlier today. Members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans dressed as Union and Confederate troops and gathered at the library downtown in Fort Myers to mark the anniversary.
Wake News senior reporter Mike Walcher is live with details about this fight that a lot of people don't know much about. Mike.
Well, we're on 2nd Street near the library, and in 1865, this was roughly the south side of the fort. If you could take a time machine back 150 years, at this spot, at this very moment, cannonballs would be flying overhead and musket shots would be zipping by. You'd be right in the middle of the southernmost land battle of the Civil War. This bustling downtown was a Union-occupied fort in what proved to be the closing weeks of the Civil War. Fort Myers was not a wooden stockade in 1865, but rather 4 blockhouses surrounded by earthen berms. Many cattle farms were located in this area.
Those cattle were being either shipped or driven north into Confederate armies. The whole purpose of the fort was to interdict that trade.
Jim Powers of the Southwest Florida Museum of History uses the word interdict. Another might be raid, as in steal the cattle to prevent beef from going to Georgia to feed hungry Southern troops. So cattle raids motivated the battle, shown in this toy soldier display at the museum. 275 Southern soldiers attacked Fort Myers at noon on February 20th, 1865. The South had only 1 field cannon. The Union troops rolled out their artillery and fired back. 1 Union soldier was killed. Several men on both sides were wounded. Nobody knows the exact count. At nightfall, the Southern forces pulled back, abandoning their attack.
They ran out of ammunition, they ran out of time, and they ran out of enthusiasm.
Powers says the fight shows the kind of Southerner in this area.
We had virtually no slaves because slaves were unnecessary for raising of cattle. You needed cowboys.
Many Southwest Floridians know little about this battle.
No, I really don't know too much about Fort Myers as far as history is concerned. We like to know where, how Fort Myers came about.
If you're a history buff, it's really interesting. Otherwise, it just adds to your general education.
And not long after the battle, the Union forces abandoned Fort Myers, and not long after that, the Civil War ended. A few years after the war, the Postal Service made a move to change the name to Myers, Florida, just Myers. Well, local people objected. They wanted to remember this battle, and so they demanded that the name remain Fort Myers. And so it is. Reporting live in Fort Myers, I'm Mike Walcher, Wink News Now.
All right, great history lesson for us tonight, Mike. Yes, thank you.